Hey everybody, today we're going to be factoring when A is not 1. A lot of what you've seen up till now is when we have 1 as the value in front for A. So remember, this is standard form, and we're talking about the A right here not being 1. Now the process is going to be very similar to what we've already seen. We're just going to have, different numbers to work with. So to get us started, we're going to multiply the 6 times -4 to get our product. And in this case, that's a -24, while the sum is the B, which is a +5. So in this case, we need a product of -24, but a sum of +5. Now, because I know my product is negative, I have to have one of each sign here for my factors. So factors of 24, I'm going to use some white space over here. Because I have one of each, really it's subtraction, right? So 1 and 24 won't work. 2 and 12, no. 3 and 8, I think that's it, right? We need a positive sum, so the bigger number will be positive and the smaller number will be negative. So when I put all this in, I'm going to recreate my like terms using that. So 6x squared is still here, -4 is here. I'm going to go ahead and put plus 8x here and minus 3x here. So now our job is to find the greatest common factor for these terms. I see they're both even, and I feel like the largest number that we can factor out of those two would be a 2x, right? So I'm going to put 2x here. So I know for a fact that that bottom pair here, the largest factor I can factor out is a -1. All right, now let's look at the columns. So the first column here that I can factor out. So I already have a 2x. So 2x times what will give us 6x squared? And in that case, that would be a 3x. Which makes sense too, because 3x times -1 is that -3x. So that works. And for the next column, this would have to be a +4. So my two binomials would be 3x plus 4 and then 2x minus 1. All right, let's try this one here. Same process. I'm going to start by multiplying 10 times 3, which would be a +30, and then a plus 17 down here. So I need a product of 30, but a sum of 17 to create that middle term, right? Because that's what happens with those two middle terms. All right, so let's see. If I list my factors of 30, I'm trying to get to a sum of 17. Now we know they're both positive, right? So 1 and 30, no, 2 and 15. I think that's it. So we have a +2 and a +15. All right, let's fill in our table now. So we have 10x squared plus 3, and then, of course, 15x, and I forgot the positive sign, and then plus 2x. All right, greatest common factor here, 10 and 15. Looks like that would be a 5x, which means this would have to be a 2x, right? Which brings us down to this one right here. If I know that's a 2x, this would have to be a +1. And then last but not least, +3. So when I put all of this together, now I want to talk about this. Remember, these two guys can be switched. You can have 5x plus 1 and then 2x plus 3. Means the same thing. All right, for this next one, I see something special here. I see that 8, 14, and -4 are all even, which means I can divide them all by 2, which will help me in the end. So what I'm going to do is factor out a 2. So when I rewrite this, this would actually be 4x squared minus 7x minus 2. So I'm not going to use this one anymore because I have a 2 that I'm taking out. So I'm going to use my factors. 4 times negative 2. So this will be a product of negative 8, but a sum of negative 7. So I know they both, I need one of each, right? I need it to be negative, so the larger number will be negative. So what would this be? 8 and 1. So when I go to fill in my table, I use the 4x squared minus 2. And then I have a positive 1x and a negative 8x. Greatest common factors. The largest factor I see that I can take out of that one would be just x. Bottom row, I see they're both divisible by 2, and then they're both negative. So that would be a negative 2. So when I go to my columns, this would be a 4x, and this would be a plus 1. So my binomials would look like this. 4x plus 1, and then x minus 2. And of course, I have that 2 hanging out front because I took it out initially. All right, the next one is pretty similar. I notice that I have, all of these are divisible by 3. So I can leave a 3 hanging out front. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to divide all of these by 3. So 6 divided by 3, so this will be 2x squared, minus 1x. I'm going to leave the 1 there, even though we don't need it, and then minus 6. So for my product, I have 2 times negative 6, and then I need a negative 1. So 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Okay. Factors of negative 12, that'll give me a sum of negative 1. First of all, because it's my factor is negative, I have one of each. My larger value has to be negative. So let's see, 4 and 3, right? 4 times 3 is negative 12. And then when I add them, it's negative 1. All right, let's fill in what we got here. So 2x squared minus 6. And then we have a plus 3x and a minus 4x. All right, greatest common factor for that first row looks like it's just going to be x. The bottom row, negative 2. First column would be a 2x, and then a plus 3. So bringing this full circle, this would be 2x plus 3, and then x minus 2. And of course, that's with that 3 hanging out front. So I'm going to summarize the steps. I'm not a fan of summarizing these because there's so much going on. But your first would be to check for a GCF, right, for the whole thing. Then the next step would fill in the puzzle with your product and your sum. Then fill in box, factor rows, and then factor your columns. We'll be doing this more and more. This is one of those things, the more you practice, the better it gets.